Detroit. Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A big announcement in Detroit. The Detroit Public Schools Community District will take control of 14 EAA schools next year. Good afternoon, Guy.
Good afternoon, Karen. We are awaiting a visit from President Barack Obama as we witness a Michigan blitz right before Election Day, and we're not talking about the Wolverine pass rush.
Plus, saying goodbye. Family, friends, and fellow Detroit police officers are laying Officer Myron Jarrett to rest. The funeral service does top our news at noon. Thank you for joining us. It's happening right now at 2nd Ebenezer Church on DeQuinder here in Detroit.
Officer Jarrett helped protect the city of Detroit for 8 years. Jason Colthorpe is live. And Jason, the question this afternoon, it's an unimaginable loss, but how are his fellow officers coping right now?
Well, Karen, they're celebrating the man he was, the officer he was, but they have the same feeling a lot of us do. This is happening way too often. Officers being laid to rest too often, and services getting underway just a few moments ago here at 2nd Ebenezer in Detroit. Earlier today, Officer Jarrett's casket arriving here by police escort. As you say, he was an officer for 8 years working out of the traffic division. And he was known for being the protector of kids, for being very vigilant around schools and enforcing the traffic laws around schools. In fact, he'd been recognized for that, and people talking about that sort of thing today. He was hit and killed October 28th in a hit and run in what prosecutors are telling us was a driver high on crack cocaine. He's since been caught and charged. A little while ago, we talked to the chief of police, who had this to say about Jarrett and his professionalism as an officer.
I'm going to talk about the man. I'm going to talk about what he meant to Detroit, what he meant to his colleagues, his partners, what he meant to his family, and what he leaves behind. He really epitomizes what I call a professional police officer, and so that matters. He has set an example.
Now, the chief also said there are plans in the works to rename a street, a secondary street, after Officer Jarrett. He also was in line to get a promotion. That has now gone through to make him a corporal. Jarrett leaves behind 2 sons, 2 daughters, and his wife. Corporal Myron Jarrett was just 40 years old. We're live in Detroit today. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
New this afternoon, a Warren man accused of murdering a Grosse Pointe Farms interior designer has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. David Korzelius was accused of slashing Daniel Clancy's throat at Clancy's home back on March 6th. Clancy was transported to a hospital but died on April 27th. Today, Korzelius appeared in court pleading guilty to second-degree murder. That plea comes with a minimum of 30 years in prison.
In the last hours of the decision 2016, the state of Michigan finds itself in an unlikely position as a critical battleground state. Donald Trump must flip a blue state, and Michigan is his best chance, according to the latest polls. He trails Hillary Clinton by 4 points, but there is concern in her campaign that many minority voters may be no-shows tomorrow. It's why they are bringing in their biggest political gun, President Barack Obama, to rally the base. Local 4's Guy Gordon is in Ann Arbor right now, where the president is expected to speak very soon. Guy?
Karen, we just heard a big cheer go up from the crowd. We thought perhaps it was President Obama. No, it was just Jim Harbaugh joining the stands there and getting a big round of applause from this Go Blue kind of crowd here. You mentioned that Hillary Clinton is 4 points in the lead according to the latest polls in this state, but I can tell you that means nothing. It's meaningless if voters don't come out to vote or don't vote absentee, and that is what is so concerning to the Clinton campaign right now. In the city of Detroit, we are seeing absentee voting, which is very predictive of turnout, falling between 30 and 35%, perhaps as many as 25,000 to 32,000 votes going away compared to 2012. That is a big concern. It is a source of concern for the Clinton campaign. It is opportunity for the Trump campaign, and that is why you are seeing a Michigan blitz today. Candidates are carpet bombing the mitten. After a stop in Traverse City, Mike Pence will join Donald Trump for their final campaign stop in Grand Rapids. Hillary Clinton a short drive away on the Grand Valley State campus in Allendale. Trump children in West Michigan, Warren, and Detroit. while Clinton's surrogate-in-chief, President Barack Obama, will rally the faithful here in Ann Arbor. Sagging minority turnout in Detroit and surging GOP turnout in Macomb County is causing deep concern in the Clinton campaign. They're downplaying it, but they wouldn't be here if they weren't concerned.
And that's what I'll be watching on Tuesday night, or actually both Macomb and Oakland. I suspect Trump to carry Macomb and Clinton to carry Oakland County. If Trump's going to win Michigan, he's got to carry both counties.
Hillary says we're stronger together, and he says, no, we're not.
In Sterling Heights, former President Bill Clinton making no mention of the now concluded investigation into his wife's private email server. Donald Trump, on the other hand.
Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system. You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days. You can't do it, folks.
We are back live and anticipating President Barack Obama's arrival at any moment. I can tell you that the crowd we saw here, the line was incredible to get into this ballpark, perhaps a mile long. But remember, the headliner here is not the nominee. It is the President of the United States, and perhaps his last visit to Michigan as president. So that's why we've seen this incredible surge of people. When you ask them, are you here for Mrs. Clinton? Are you here for President Obama? They say 50-50. Oh, maybe more President Obama. We'll continue to track what's happening with turnout. We'll have more for you coming up at 5 and 6. We're live from Ann Arbor. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Guy. But President Obama isn't the only one campaigning in Michigan today, as Guy mentioned, as both Donald Trump and Mike Pence will be in Grand Rapids tonight. Trump and Pence will be holding a rally this evening in Grand Rapids at DeVos Place on Monroe Avenue. The rally is slated to start at 11 p.m. with doors opening to the public at 8. And as Trump and Pence prepare for their rally in Grand Rapids, Ivanka Trump is in Hudsonville right now. She is hosting an event for her father as well.
One of the great blessings of this experience for me has been the ability to talk to so many incredible Americans across this country and to come into their communities.
You can catch the rest of Ivanka Trump's speech in Hudsonville live on Click on Detroit right now.
Heading into the last 24 hours of this presidential race, the FBI now says that there's nothing there in thousands of newly discovered emails, and its review now finished. But Donald Trump is also gaining ground and really isn't giving up. This morning, Hillary Clinton vindicated over her latest email controversy, but staying on message during her closing argument in New Hampshire Sunday.
This election is a moment of reckoning. It is a choice between division or unity.
This all came after a November surprise. Sunday, FBI Director James Comey announced the new probe into Clinton's emails is over. Writing in a letter to Congress, based on our review, we have not changed our conclusions that we expressed in July with respect to Secretary Clinton. NBC News has learned the review of thousands of emails found on Anthony Weiner's laptop established nearly all of those to and from Clinton while she was Secretary of State were duplicates, or they weren't related to government business at all. Weiner is the estranged husband of Clinton's top aide, Uma Abedin. Clinton not mentioning the FBI's decision all day, instead leaving that to her team.
Not surprised. I mean, I really felt like the original conclusion was so unequivocal.
Donald Trump, who crisscrossed 5 states on Sunday, trying to shore up a narrow path to 270, not letting up.
Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system.
After praising Director Comey nearly 2 weeks ago for looking into the newly discovered email,
I respect that very much.
Sunday in Michigan, Trump reversed course.
You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days.
Campaign manager Kellyanne Conway piling on.
Do you think that they went through hundreds of thousands of emails in a week? Because that may strike a lot of Americans as unusual.
Now the focus for both candidates, getting out the vote.
Vote for yourselves, vote for your children, vote for your grandchildren.
In her final push today, Clinton will head to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and North Carolina. Trump, who's been catching up in recent polls, is hitting 5 states: Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Michigan, a blue state he's fighting to turn red.
Hillary Clinton is guilty. She knows it. The FBI knows it.
And today, NBC News SurveyMonkey Money online poll says Clinton shows her with a 6-point lead nationally.
Today, Rhonda Walker will be traveling to NBC election headquarters in New York, the city where both candidates will watch the results unfold tomorrow night. You can see Rhonda's live reports beginning this evening on Local 4 News at 5 as she is headed to New York right now. Meantime, if you haven't already done so, do not forget to download the Click on Detroit app for election night. You will get push alerts on all of the results from the presidential race to your local numbers.
And a big announcement today from the Detroit Public Schools Community District as the Education Achievement Authority is officially dissolving.
The state-run EAA school system was composed of 14 different schools, but after a number of the schools involved with the DPS were severely underperforming, a change had to be made. Today, the DPS Community District announced it will take control of those schools starting on July 1st and that the focus remains on the students.
Our leadership team made a decision to lead this change. We are taking responsibility for you, the children of DPS-CD.
No decisions have been made yet on whether or not EAA staff will be moved to DPS-CD or if they'll have to reapply.
Well, we started the morning out quite foggy. Made for a little bit of a scary drive as you're heading out to work today, but hopefully things are changing.
Things are clearing up. It turns out to be a good day, and of course, lots of folks wondering about tomorrow as well, Brandon.
Sometimes we get locked in the building here, and we don't know what's happening out there, but it really has come a long way since this morning. If you joined us bright and early, the fog was all over downtown and through your neighborhood streets as well. We're having trouble getting our hourly temperatures. I checked the computers and we're at 60 degrees, yet our weather computer is not yet buying in, hasn't gotten the noon update. But just so you know, around 60 degrees, and that picture was live and real, so we wanted to share that with you as we look at our beautiful downtown. Tons of clear skies for today, and that's good stuff. We are tracking a little bit of trouble on Election Day tomorrow. Notice this cold front over the high plains, and it is approaching as we head into tomorrow. Meantime, let's get you set for the rest of this Monday. Again, 60 degrees right now, getting warmer and warmer as we go through the day. One thing to watch through your afternoon, your carmometer, if you have a thermometer at your house. 70 degrees is the record high in Detroit. Middle, upper 60s, it's going to be a close call. We'll talk more about that coming up. And again, your Election Day rain chances. In the meantime, your 4-zone weather at your fingertips at the weather page of clickondetroit.com. Find your zone.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Still to come, a major protest in the works in France, how the fight for wage equality could impact the French economy for months to come.
And the United Nations set to put the Paris Climate Agreement into works. We'll tell you what the UN is doing to ensure all countries limit their emissions and create a greener world.
But first, more trouble for Samsung this afternoon as another device catches fire and explodes.
We'll find out what makes this phone different from all the others when we come back.
She's a mom trying to do everything she can to keep children as well as drivers aware of a very deadly intersection or series of intersections near a high school, and she should know. She accidentally killed a child in one of those intersections. Today at 4, on First at 4, a very emotional interview with this woman who says her acts are being renewed to try to keep this area safe since the death of yet another child in the same area.
New this afternoon, a mother in France is threatening a lawsuit after her Samsung phone exploded.
The model is different from the ones under recall. The woman says her Galaxy J5 caught fire and exploded at her home. The phone began to become hot and swollen, then caught fire. The woman's partner was able to quickly extinguish it. No one was hurt. Samsung recently recalled millions of Galaxy Note 7s due to a problem that caused batteries to overheat and then catch fire. Samsung has not yet commented on this incident. We have some sad news to share with you this afternoon. Janet Reno, the first woman to serve as U.S. Attorney General, has died.
Reno served under the Clinton administration. During her 8 years in office, crime steadily dropped, which is the first decline in decades. Reno was criticized early in her tenure for approving an FBI raid on a Texas religious cult in which 75 people were killed, but she won praise for accepting responsibility. Janet Reno died at the age of 78. Today, the United Nations will meet in what will be the start of 2 weeks of climate talks. Close to 20,000 participants are meeting in Morocco today. And there, they will be working on the details of implementing last year's Paris climate deal, such as drafting rules for how to measure and report emissions, as well as the financial contributions meant to help poor countries deal with climate change.
The negotiations are over. The Paris Agreement is done. So we must come up with all the solutions that are necessary to keep us under 1.5 degrees.
Now, those climate talks will continue until November 18th.
Protests continue in North Dakota this afternoon after the Dakota Access Pipeline. Police responded to a demonstration at a nearby cemetery Sunday morning. Dozens of people standing on the side of the road holding large signs. Officials say there were two groups at the scene, one group against the idea of putting a pipeline through cemeteries they say are their ancestors' burial grounds. Several roads were closed, but police say there was no violence and no one was arrested. Moving now to France, where thousands of women are set to walk off the job to fight for wage equality. Several French ministers are supporting the near 38-day strike, saying that wage equality is something that cannot be ignored. Right now, there are about 13.8 million women working in France, just under half of the entire workforce. Statistics show French men make 15% more than women, and across Europe, women make about 16% less than men in similar jobs. Recently, experts predicted global wage equality won't come until 2186.
There's so much more to come right here on Local 4 News at noon. Black Friday, now a thing of the past. We'll show you how retail giants are changing the shopping game, holiday shopping game, that could save you lots of time and money, Brandon.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers out there. Are we sure this is election time, November? 60s all over the place and getting warmer and warmer by the hour here. We'll take a look at sunshine and near record highs, and then back to normal. We'll discuss.
This gym, this school, in desperate need of help.
It's a little bit heartbreaking.
Dirty walls, holes, no equipment, 2x4s and buckets serving as benches.
It needs maintenance, it needs love.
Now it's the next chapter of Help Me Hank, the school project, to the rescue.
Our latest big project, it's the gymnasium. And when you see the transformation that's taken place, you'll be stunned.
The excitement on the faces of these children says it all.
Are you happy? Yes, I am. It's amazing, right?
And when you see this new gym and how it's already changing the lives of these children, you too will be inspired. Tonight at 11.
Corrupt. Let's get to your forecast now, but start down in Oklahoma, where a 5.0 magnitude earthquake actually caused some pretty serious damage to Oklahoma City, just north of there.
And Brandon Rue joins us now to give us the very latest on what people there are dealing with. Brandon?
Yeah, a really wild weekend of weather, whether it's Oklahoma, severe weather in Italy. We've been covering it all with you, but the earthquake hit the city of Cushing late last night, and you can see dozens of buildings throughout the city nearly demolished from that 5.0 magnitude. Debris covering the streets. Rescue crews are working on the roads now to clean up the damage, but they say it's going to be a long, long process. Well, the good news is so far there have been no reports of injuries down in Oklahoma from this earthquake. And while some residents did lose power, one senior living home had to be evacuated. Authorities report that everyone in the city is safe, and now officials will use the rest of today to check the foundation of buildings before residents are allowed to return to work and school. All right, let's get to your forecast back here at home. Kind of an interesting day where we had a lot of really thick fog this morning, and then this afternoon we're looking at record high temperatures here in the month of November. You know, it's sort of been trending that way. 60 degrees at Metro. We finally got the weather computers to cooperate. Ann Arbor at 60 as well. You notice the winds are calm. We have our north zone, Pontiac at 62. South zone in Adrian battling some of the fog a little bit later in the morning. So on your way, but struggling a little bit behind at 57. These numbers all way above average. 53 is kind of where we should be this time of year, and here at noon we're well above it. And you know, daylight saving time ended over the weekend, so just in case you're curious, sunsets tonight at 5:19. Saw somebody on Facebook say, "Yay, the sun sets at 5:19, said no one ever." You see those things? Anybody? All right, 66 degrees out there for your afternoon high, which again would be just shy of the record, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get a little bit closer than that. The noon temp is slightly warmer than we thought it would be, so could be a close call to maybe tying the record, but middle, upper 60s to near 70, tons of sun. As we go through the overnight hours, pleasant evening conditions in the 50s, and then overnight down to about 45 with clouds increasing, especially into the morning hours tomorrow. Why? Well, here comes a cold front, election day, and it will bring rain chances to the area, especially into the afternoon. This noon model just updated, and it does bring it in a little bit sooner, but I think based on the timing of the morning model, might go with that one for more of a 1, 2 o'clock and beyond. But here's the model as we go into, watch the timeline here. We'll stop it right at about 2 o'clock, and the rain showers probably into our west zone and maybe our north zone a little bit sooner than that. But if you are concerned at all about the rain tomorrow on election day, get out early, do take care of business, and then you don't have to worry about this. But we're not terribly worried about anything crazy as far as the rain. Maybe it'll keep a few people out, but hopefully it does not. Certainly not a deluge. Could get an hour or two of some decent soaking rains, and then it moves on and out through the evening hours. So 60 degrees before the rain comes in. After that cold front passes through, back to normal, guys. We're going to see dry conditions Wednesday through the weekend, but more seasonable November temps.
All righty, good stuff.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. Well, there is no need to count the votes of many major retailers.
Yeah, as they have already made a big decision about this year's all-important holiday shopping season. Take a look. The world's largest retailer, Amazon, is among those no longer waiting for the single-day shopping bonanza, Black Friday, and are trending toward Black November.
They're taking advantage of this trend. They're wanting to make sure that they're engaging with a consumer that's already eager to shop for the holiday season.
Several surveys agree consumers are eager, with over 40% well underway with their Christmas shopping, stretching purchases over several paychecks instead of just one.
They're demanding to do their shopping earlier than ever so that when it's December, they actually have time to enjoy it with their families.
Even Home Depot is on board with a Black Friday sale last Friday, and more expected as the month goes on. Plus, retail experts also expect other retailers to join in long before the day after Thanksgiving.
So go visit Walmart.com and Target.com, and you're already starting to see some special promotions on toys and electronics.
They say shopping earlier in the month means skipping crowds, less stress, and a better chance at getting the bigger bargains.
Oh.
Not bad.
Yeah.
As long as you get all the deals, and that's what makes kind of the shopping experience fun if it's before Black Friday. So why
Are you
not?
starting to get in the mood? No. Okay.
I mean, I at least know what I want to get for certain people.
I thought you were going to say, I at least know what I want.
Well, that too. I do.
My mind's not there for some reason, but that's all right. Thanks. All right.
Well, we do want to talk about President Obama. He is in Ann Arbor summing for Hillary Clinton today.
A major day in political news here in our state. He is expected to take the stage at any moment. You are looking live at that huge crowd waiting for him. Guy Gordon is there, and we will be coming back with a live update in just a matter of moments.
Replay song. Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at noon starts now.
We started the morning out with a little bit of fog, but it is clearing up and just a slight warm up. We're talking Election Day rain, though, with Brandon Rue, and we'll have a complete forecast for you before you head out to the polls tomorrow morning.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Decision 2016. We are 18 hours away from the polls opening, and it is a major day right now in the state of Michigan. You are looking live as a campaign blitz hits our state. Chelsea Clinton speaking right now in Ann Arbor before a large crowd as both the Clinton and Trump campaigns blitz Michigan as we count down for the opening of the polls.
And that does top our news right now at 12:30 for this extended edition of Local 4 News at noon. Thank you for joining us. President Obama just getting ready to take the stage to stump for Hillary Clinton. You know, he's at the Ray Fisher building there in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan.
A huge crowd. They have been waiting for hours to hear this president and what he has to say right now. Chelsea Clinton is speaking to the crowd, and we are going to listen a little bit to what she has to say in moments. But first, obviously, a pivotal day here in the state of Michigan, especially when you're talking about the lead between Clinton and Trump. At one point, there was an 11-point lead, and then now it is down to 4 points. And that is what is so critical on this day, because many people are wondering who is going to turn out to vote. And turnout is going to be key in terms of getting Democrats to show up and see if those numbers change any. But both camps nervous, and both camps realizing that the state of Michigan is very important.
Michigan playing a key factor in this election, as we know that people from both camps are going to be coming here to stump for their respective parties. Donald Trump is going to be here in Michigan later tonight. Mike Pence is also going to be here attending another event. They're both going to be meeting as well. Hillary Clinton is going to be in our state. Also, Chelsea Clinton taking the stage right now at the rally in Ann Arbor. She's introducing President Obama, who's set to speak any moment now. Let's listen in.
We have a chance to prove that that is who we are when we are at our best. And it is what my mother has always believed and fought for and defined her life by. And so I am really proud of her. And I'm really proud of the campaign that she has run based on those values that we all clearly hold dear. And I am proud of her work making progress on behalf of families and children who are literally.
And you are listening to Chelsea Clinton stumping for her mother, Hillary Clinton, as she's getting ready to introduce President Obama there at Ray Fisher in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. We're going to be checking back in with them when President Obama does take the stage. That's coming up in just a little bit.
Yes, so make sure to stay tuned to that. We are covering other news today on this Monday eve, I should say, of the presidential race. On the Republican side of things, Donald Trump Jr., and Mike Pence will all be campaigning across Michigan today.
And at 1 p.m., Mike Pence is going to be in Traverse City. There's a rally that he'll be attending there. Then later at 2:30, Donald Trump Jr. will be hosting an event at the Rub Barbecue Pub on West Adams here in Detroit. And then finally, to close out the night, Trump and Pence are both going to be in Grand Rapids. That's for an event that'll happen at 11 p.m. with doors opening to the public at 8 p.m. We do want to let you know today.
I was going to say, it's a big day when you're ending at 11 p.m. in the state of Michigan, how important our vote is in the state.
Down to the very last minute.
Yeah.
And today, Rhonda Walker, she's actually on her way to NBC election headquarters in New York City, the city where both candidates are going to be watching the election results unfold tomorrow. You can catch her live reports starting tonight right here on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. So stick around for that.
And our entire news team is working hard to bring you the latest results. If you haven't already done so, do not forget to download the Click on Detroit app for election night so you are prepared as well. You'll get push alerts on all the results from the presidential race to also all those local races that are very important for your community. So make sure to download that app.
In other news now, the Kalamazoo man accused of drunk driving and mowing down a group of bicyclists is actually going to be in court today.
A judge will determine if there is enough evidence to send Carl Pickett Jr. to trial. The accident happened back in June. Prosecutors say Pickett was drunk when he slammed into 9 people on a bike ride, killing 5 and injuring 4. Today, the court heard from a man who was almost hit by Pickett that day, seconds before the crash happened.
And then what happened? And then I went to go turn around to yell at the bikers. I didn't have time to yell at them, and I seen them, 2 of them fly in the air. There's at least 8 or 9 of them.
A horrible sight to recall. Pickett is facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Right now, friends and family are saying goodbye to Detroit officer Myron Jarrett.
Yeah, the funeral is happening right now at Second Ebenezer Church here in the city of Detroit. Jarrett was a Detroit police officer for 8 years. He'd been recognized for his dedication to kids, slowing down traffic near schools as well. Jarrett was killed back on October 28th, and prosecutors say he was hit during a traffic stop by a driver. Today, Chief Craig talked to us about the model officer that Jarrett was.
I'm going to talk about the man. I'm going to talk about what he meant to Detroit, what he meant to his colleagues, his partners, what he meant to his family, and what he leaves behind. He really epitomizes what I call a professional police officer, and so that matters. He has set an example.
And he certainly will never be forgotten. The driver who killed Jarrett, who is accused of killing Jarrett, is behind bars. City officials tell us that there are plans to rename a Detroit street after Jarrett in his honor.
Well, it is a gorgeous start to our afternoon. The fog is clear, the leaves are cool and crisp, and it's pretty nice out there.
Yeah, let's turn things over to meteorologist Brandon Rue. We can need an umbrella tomorrow.
Probably a good idea, no doubt about it. Not all day, though, and, you know, if you're an early voter, you're in good shape. As for right now, the weekend carrying over into your Monday, beautiful weather out there. Tough to work on a day like today. 65 Lapeer, Flint 64, 62 in Pontiac. We've got 60 at Metro. Average high right now, what is normal based on 30 years of collecting data and averaging everything out, we should be around 53, but not one number is at or below that number. We do have 54 in Mount Clemens, winds coming off of the big lakes, which just make things slightly cooler in some areas, but winds are light, and that's part of the problem we had this morning with all the fog, nothing to mix the air around and not getting a ton of help right now, but 5 to 10 mile an hour winds basically coming up from the south, continuing to bring that mild air. So 60 now, on our way to about 66 degrees or warmer. Record high is 70, and it is going to be a close call. Guys, coming up, we will track that front, that rain chance for your election day coming up.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Of course, we do want to get back to the big story. President Obama here in Metro Detroit.
Right, he is speaking to a crowd in Ann Arbor. Let's listen in.
It is good to be back in Ann Arbor, and I know you guys are feeling pretty good right now. 9-0. It's impressive. Although I talked to Coach Arbor, he's all like, no, next game. We got a long way to go. So he's focused, and I need you to stay focused. Because I'm asking you to pull off another victory this week.
We're listening in to President Obama. He is here at Ray Fisher Stadium at the University of Michigan, stumping for Hillary Clinton today, as Michigan playing a key role here in the election, as Election Day is tomorrow, Tuesday, November 8th.
And we will have more on what President Obama has to say on later editions of Local 4 News. And of course, you can always catch the latest on clickondetroit.com. Meantime, several states voting to legalize marijuana tomorrow.
Coming up, we'll tell you when folks in Michigan could get their chance to vote on the drug.
But first, millionaire Robert Durst in court today, facing some very serious charges.
What led prosecutors to charge him in a murder that happened more than 15 years ago. We're back in a moment.
An eccentric millionaire in a Los Angeles court later today to face murder charges.
Yeah, the criminal case against Robert Durst goes back decades. Durst, who is an heir to a real estate empire, has been a suspect in the disappearance of his first wife back in 1982. He had been a suspect in the murder of a female friend in Los Angeles in 2000, but did not face charges until now. After Durst was found not guilty of murdering a man in Texas, evidence surfaced linking him to the Los Angeles murder case. He will be in court today to answer to those charges. And final jury selection starts today for the man accused of killing 9 people at an African-American church in South Carolina last June. 22-year-old Dylan Ruff is his name, and he's facing 33 separate charges related to that shooting. Today, authorities are going to work to narrow the pool of 512 Charleston area residents down to just 12 for Ruff's trial. Once the jurors are chosen, they will decide if Ruff is guilty before deciding between the death penalty or life in prison. Well, along with deciding for president in Decision 2016, 5 states are going to vote on Tuesday, tomorrow, whether marijuana should be legal for recreational use.
Marijuana legalization is on the ballot in California, Massachusetts, Maine, Arizona, and Nevada. In 3 other states, voters will decide whether marijuana should be used for medical reasons. Here in Michigan, use of marijuana is currently illegal, although a vote to legalize the drug could appear on a ballot as early as 2018. Still to come this hour. First, there's always more we can do to support our veterans this upcoming Veterans Day, and one company is doing just that.
What I really need you to do is give me an opportunity.
See how they're helping our heroes. That's coming up next.
Carmen, I wish you well. Good luck with whatever you do after this, and it's been great watching you.
Carmen Harmon, Detroit loves you.
Enjoy your retirement. We're going to miss you, Carmen. Enjoyed your work.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
hope for homeless veterans. A lot of people talk about it.
People have to stop giving lip service.
But this company is doing something about it.
Every single job we create is another opportunity.
And they're changing lives. Oh, there's always more we can do to help homeless veterans.
And one company is actually putting that thought into action. Our Steve Garagiola shows you how.
The number of homeless veterans living on the streets of Detroit is pretty startling. A lot of people talk about doing something about it. But I want you to meet a group of folks who actually is doing something about it. They're putting boots on the ground, literally. Boots on the ground is a familiar phrase that typically means troops deployed on a specific mission. This mission focuses on Detroit and homeless veterans.
We wanted to create something in Detroit that symbolized the kind of ruggedness and resiliency of the men and women we worked with. And we're like, how can we be the boots on the ground here in Detroit?
Jarrett is co-founder of Boots on the Ground. The project will provide consumers with a heavy-duty, made-in-America utility boot and provide homeless veterans the opportunity to reclaim their lives. Mike Jones is a former U.S. Marine living on the streets. He has a degree in engineering and a law degree. When the economy crashed, he lost his job and his life crashed with it.
I get thanked a lot. I've been thanked at the gas station just purchasing a soda. Thank you for serving our country. But what I really need you to do is give me an opportunity to showcase my skills, to showcase my hard work, and to use my education.
Mike wants to use his skills for more than day jobs at minimum wage. He hopes his opportunity will come with boots on the ground.
Now you finally get into an organization that's really talking about doing for veterans, but it's more than talking. The whole concept is to teach veterans, to train them, to employ them at a wage where they can actually live a quality life.
Veterans are actually the main co-owners of the company and are the main workers of the company. So the whole entire workforce of those folks building these boots will be veterans that are either formerly unemployed or overcoming homelessness.
The first run of these boots is being produced at Bates Footwear in Rockford, Michigan.
It's all made with American-made materials. Everything you see is sourced from the United States.
The plan is to eventually move the entire operation to Detroit, with veterans filling the jobs, using these boots to launch a new life.
As everyone else is shipping jobs overseas and having stuff built in China, we see an opportunity to create them right here in Detroit and use all American-made materials to keep our workforce strong.
What do veterans need most to help them get off the streets? Mike says people are mistaken when they think the answer is a place to live. He says a good job, pride in being creative and productive, those are the keys to making the comeback.
Stable housing is not it, because without employment, you can't have stable housing. What you need is to feel good about yourself. That comes from being a productive member of society, which comes from having quality employment.
We might not create thousands of jobs, but every single job we create is another opportunity for a veteran to be a part of this big purpose, this big mission.
The new boots will launch next Friday, Veterans Day. Now, the first limited run will be available only online at their webpage, DetroitBoots.com. But to make it easy for you to find, we've put a link on our page. Click on Detroit. I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
Alrighty, thank you, Steve. Still to come right here on Local 4 News at noon. A woman arrested in Australia tells police to check her bags.
You won't believe what they found. The surprise forcing officers to call in some special backup.
Not a bad way to spend a Monday together with us. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying this weather. Near record highs today. 70 is that record. May fall just short. Tomorrow, drops coming your way. So vote early and vote dry. Could be a little bit wet 2, 3 o'clock and beyond. Again, 66 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer than that. Again, flirting with that record high. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have a cold front approaching. And I would say mainly between the hours of 2 and 6 or 7 p.m. that front comes through, bringing the showers. Could have some localized heavier downpours, but it's a line that will pass through, and you may get an hour or two of some rain through the afternoon. So keep the umbrella handy as you head out to the polls. Behind that cold front Wednesday and beyond, well, guys, back to normal.
Alrighty, Brandon, thank you. This is a bizarre story.
Very.
A woman arrested in Australia gave officers quite a surprise when she handed over her belongings.
Yes, so as she handed over her bag, she told the cops there was a koala inside. Take a look at your screen. Much to their surprise, she wasn't kidding.
Yeah, police took the koala. They turned it over to an animal cruelty prevention center, but of course not before taking a few photos with the animal. A spokesperson for the prevention center said that the koala was slightly dehydrated but is already on fluids and feeling as good as new.
Very cute guy.
What do you give a koala that you find in somebody's bag? Like,
I don't know.
leaves or something?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. That does it for us here at noon. We hope to see you again for Local 4 News First at 4 with Karen Drew.
That's right. It is a very busy political day. Lots of campaign stops, so make sure to stay tuned to Local 4 as well as clickondetroit.com. You can depend on us for all your political coverage. Have a good day.